Legal title refers to the bundle of rights of ownership in land and evidence of ownership. Deed, a written instrument that a grantor uses to transfer ownership of property to a grantee. Equitable title, right to obtain absolute ownership to property when legal title is held in another's name. Recording, give constructive notice of a property's ownership to third parties. Written instruments such as deeds, mortgages, easements, and land contracts. Constructive notice gives the public notice or knowledge of the title holder's ownership, creates the right of quiet enjoyment by providing notice to third parties of the owner's rights to a property. Warranty deed offers the most comprehensive guarantee of title. It assures the grantee that the property is free from liens and encumbrances except those specifically listed in the deed. Quitclaim Deed operates as a release of a grantor's interest in a property. It does not warrant title or possession. Personal representative deed used by a personal representative who is conveying property as the representative of an estate. It does not contain warranties. Trustee's deed used by a trustee when transferring property from a trust to another party. Easement, right to use the property of another. It is a liberty, privilege, or advantage in land given to a party and exists separately from the ownership of the soil. Abstract of title, a condensed history of the title to a particular piece of real estate showing, in chronological sequence, matters such as conveyances, liens, and encumbrances which have been recorded against the title in the office of the Register of Deeds or other public recording place. Ad valorem, Latin for according to value. It refers to type of the tax, such as property taxes, which is based on the value of the property, not the personal income of the person owning the property. Appurtenant easement. An appurtenant easement exists between two adjacent landowners, one being the dominant tenement and the other being the servient tenement. The easement attaches to the land and transfers to future owners. Assessed value, the determination by the state of the property's worth for property tax purposes. Assessed value is usually a percentage of the appraised value. Chain of title, chronological record of a property's ownership. Each owner should be linked to subsequent owners. Cloud of title, a claim or encumbrance that would affect or burden an owner's title to real estate. Commercial easement in gross, an easement that occurs between a landowner and the company. The easement is transferable and will survive the lifetime of the parties. Conveyance, an instrument by which some estate or interest in land is transferred from one person to another, such as a deed, mortgage, lease, or contract for sale. Dominant tenement, the party of an easement who has asked for the right to use the land, the owner of the easement right. Easement by condemnation, easement acquired through operation of law by the government for a public use. Easement by necessity, an easement which is acquired through the operation of law allowing a purchaser of land ingress and egress. Easement by prescription, a way of acquiring a legal right to use the property of another by demonstrating long-term use of that property in an open, notorious, hostile, and continuous manner. Encroachments, to advance upon or trespass upon the property of another as in the extension of some improvement or object across the boundary of a neighboring tract. Gap endorsement, clears the gap exception, causing the title company to provide coverage for liens that occur between the title commitment and the recording of the deed. Gap in title, a break in the chain of title, such as when the records do not reflect any transfer to a particular grantor. Gap period, time frame where title defects may appear of record after the effective date of the title commitment and before the interest of the buyer is recorded. General lien. A claim on all property, both real and personal, owned by an individual. Judgment. The official decision of a court regarding the rights and obligations of the parties to a suit. Judgment. The official decision of a court regarding the rights and obligations of the parties to a suit. Lien. A legal right to place a claim or encumbrance on property or have it sold for payment of a debt. Lis Pendens. Litigation pending. A notice filed on public record to give constructive notice that the property is in litigation and there may be a forthcoming lien. Marketable title. A title which is free from defects and encumbrances and may be transferred to another party. Mechanic's lien. A specific involuntary lien placed against real property for the purpose of securing a debt. The lien may be placed by those who perform labor, furnish material, or professional services in the improvement of real estate. Mortgage lien. Lien rights given to the lender by the borrower in exchange for the loan. Opinion of title. An opinion by a person competent in examining title, usually an attorney, as to the status of the record title of a property. Party wall easement. A wall that is located on a boundary line between two adjoining parcels of land. Personal easement in gross. An easement that exists between a landowner and another person. The easement is not assignable and will terminate upon the death of the easement owner or transfer of title. Priority of liens. The order in which liens are paid in a foreclosure sale. Servient Tenement. The landowner who grants or serves the right to use their land to another in an appurtenant easement. Special assessment. A tax placed against property owners in the area of the improvement such as new curbs and gutters. Specific lien. A claim against a specific parcel of property such as a mortgage. Suit to quiet title. A court action intended to establish the title to a particular property where there is a cloud of title. Title. The legal right to the possession of property. It implies that the title owner has acquired the property and the bundle of legal rights which accompany ownership. Title insurance policy. An insurance policy which protects the insured against loss or defects which may occur in the title. Transfer fee. A state-imposed fee on the sale of property. The rate of the transfer fee is 30 cents for each $100 of value. Writ of Attachment. The method by which the court gains custody of a deed to assure that the collateral will not be sold without satisfaction of a court-ordered judgment. Writ of Attachment. The method by which the court gains custody of a deed to assure that the collateral will not be sold without satisfaction of a court-ordered judgment. Writ of Execution. A court order instructing the officer of the court to carry out the decision of the court.